Hello students, I welcome all of you to our chemistry class. In last session, you have studied about matter, states of matter and the symbol of various elements. In this session, we are going to study about what are metals and non-metals, its physical properties and uses. Let's start with the introduction of metals and non-metals. The progress of man towards civilization is linked with the discovery of several metals and non-metals. Even today, the index of prosperity of a country depends upon the amount of metals and non-metals it produces and uses. An element can be identified as metal or non-metal by comparing its properties with the general properties of metals and non-metals. And elements are classified into metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Today, we are going to learn only about metals and non-metals in detail. In next class, we will learn about metalloids. What are metals? A metal is a material that, when freshly prepared, polished, or fractured, shows a lustrous appearance and conducts good electricity and heat. Lustrous appearance means a shine appearance. Metals are typically malleable. Malleable means metals are hammered into thin sheets. This tendency of metals is called malleability. Metals are typically ductile. These types of metals can be drawn into wires. This property of metals is called ductility. Examples of metals are copper, gold, silver, iron, aluminium, lead, platinum, etc. that we use in our daily life or metals. Come, we will discuss about what are non-metals. Elements that generally do not shine, neither too hot nor too soft, are non-metals. Non-metals is a substance that do not exhibit properties of metals such as hardness, luster, malleability, ductility, and the ability to conduct electricity. All gases are non-metals. Some non-metals are sulfur, carbon, diamond, oxygen, hydrogen, helium, nitrogen, chlorine, etc. We know that metals and non-metals are very important for us. Let's look at some of the physical properties of the metals and non-metals. The physical state. What is the physical state that we see the metals in? Gold, silver. These things you have seen that generally exist in solid form. So, at room temperature, the physical state of the metals is solids. So, the metals are generally solids at room temperature, except the only metal mercury. Mercury is the only metal which is present in the thermometer is in the liquid state. So there is only one metal in the liquid state which is mercury. Rest all metals exist in solid state at room temperature. What about non-metals? If you consider coal, it is in the solid state. Other non-metals like sulfur, phosphorus in the solid state, but gases like oxygen gas, nitrogen gas, chlorine gas. These gases all are non-metals in the gaseous state. So, the non-metals are at room temperature, they are generally solids or gases, with only exception of only one metal, which is bromine. Bromine at room temperature is liquid in state. So, for metals there is only one exception, mercury, which is in the liquid state, and for non-metals there is only one exception, bromine, which is in the liquid state. Luster. What about the luster? Luster is the shine present on the elements. So, we see that ornaments that we make, they are generally made of gold and silver. Why? Because they have a shine on them. The copper utensils also have a shine. So, the metals are generally very lustrous. Typical shine of metals is called metallic luster. All metals have typical metallic luster. Only the exception is calcium. Now what about non-metals? We must have seen coal. Does it shine? No, it has a very dull appearance. So non-metals in general, they have a dull appearance. Other non-metals like sulfur, phosphorus are dull looking. But the only exception is graphite and iodine. These are the two exceptions as they are shine and lustrous. Hardness. Now, if you consider or associate this with the metals that you must have seen, gold, so you know it is generally hard and strong. So metals are generally hard and strong. For example, gold, silver, platinum, all these metals are generally very hard and strong, except the metals like sodium, potassium. These metals are so soft that we can easily cut them with a knife. So, this is a piece of sodium. It is so soft that it can be cut with a knife. So, metals are generally hard and strong except the metals like sodium and potassium, which are very soft that they can be cut with a knife. Now, what about the non-metals? A form of carbon is diamond. Diamond is the form of carbon, which is the hardest substance known. So, this is a hardest known substance. So, we know it is hard, but other non-metals like sulfur and phosphorus, they are very soft in nature. So, non-metals can be both hard or soft. Malleability. See, this is an aluminium block which is used in industries. Exists in the form of big blocks. But you must have seen the aluminium sheets, aluminium foil, or tin sheets. So, from an aluminium block, we get very thin aluminium sheets. So, this property of the metals, according to which we can beat them into very, very thin sheets, is known as malleability. So, in this, metals can be beaten into thin sheets without cracking is known as malleability. But this again, we have two exceptions. One is zinc and mercury. We know mercury is in the liquid state We cannot beat that into sheets. Zinc is a metal. We cannot be beaten into sheets. These are the only two exceptions. Rest all the metals can be beaten into very thin sheets. What about non-metals? What happens when we try to beat or shape coal? Do you think you would be able to shape coal in whatever manner you want? No, you cannot, because as you start shaping it, you see that it breaks. So, we cannot shape the non-metals. So, the non-metals are non-malleable. Non-malleable means they breaks into pieces. If they hammer, they form a powdery mass. Actually, non-metals in solid state are brittle in nature. Next physical property is ductility. Now, this is how copper exists in the form of big blocks again. From this big block, this copper block, we can get very thin copper wires. So, such property of the metals can be drawn into thin wires is known as ductility of the metals. From a big block, we can get very thin wires of the metals. Such property is known as ductility. But this again, we have two exceptions: zinc, mercury. Mercury is in the liquid state. We cannot drawn into S wires, and at that same time, we cannot drawn into thin wires. Zinc is also in the metal. We cannot drawn into thin wires. Rest all the metals can be beaten into thin wires. What about non-metals? Have you ever seen a coal wire? No, you haven't. Because again, non-metals are brittle in nature. We cannot shape them. So, we cannot draw wires from the non-metals. So, they are non-ductile. Next physical property is conductivity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Silver and copper are very good conductors of heat and electricity. However, bismuth and tungsten are poor conductors. In metals are non-metals are generally bad conductor of electricity. Exception: graphite. Graphite is a form of carbon. It is a good conductor of electricity. Next physical property is sonorous. On being hit, metals produce a typical sound. Hence, they are said to be sonorous. This property is being made used in temple and school bells. For non-metals, do not produce sound. Non-metals do not produce sound when hit. So, non-metals are non-sonorous. And we will see the uses of metals and non-metals. Before that, we will compare the metals and non-metals. Now let's compare the physical properties of metals and non-metals. The physical state at room temperature of the metal is solids. For non-metals, solids are gases. The malleability of the metal are good. The malleability of the non-metals are poor, usually soft or brittle. The ductility of the metals are good. For the non-metals are poor, usually soft or brittle. The melting and boiling point of the metal are usually high. For the non-metals, usually low. The density of the metals are usually high, but for the non-metals, usually low. The tensile strength of the metals are having capacity to withstand strain without breaking. But for the non-metals, do not have that much of capacity to withstand the strain. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Non-metals are very poor. Now we will see the uses of metals and non-metals. Uses of metals. Iron is used for making bridges, engine parts, iron sheets and bars. Copper is used for electrical wires, coins and statue. Silver and gold used for making jewels, for the decorative purposes and for the photography. Mercury is used in thermometers and barometers because of high density and uniform expansion at different temperature. Aluminium is used in electrical wires, cables and in aerospace industries. Lead is used in automobile batteries, X-ray machines. Uses of non-metals. Diamond is a form of carbon. Is used for making jewels, cutting and grinding equipments. Graphite is used in pencil lead. Sulfur is used in the manufacturing of gunpowder and vulcanization of rubber. Phosphorus is used in matches, rat poison, etc. Nitrogen is used for manufacturing ammonia. Chlorine is used as a bleaching agent and in sterilizing water. Hydrogen is used as a rocket fuel and hydrogen flame is used for cutting and welding purposes as well as reducing agent. And that's all about in this session. Students, now you will be able to classify elements into metals, non-metals, and also you know the uses of metals and non-metals. Next, it's assignment time. First is choose the correct answer. A form of non-metals which has high ductility is dash. The options are nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, carbon. The property which allows metals to be hammered into thin sheets is dash. Options are ductility, malleability, conductivity, tensile strength. Pencil lead contains dash. Graphite, diamond, aluminium, sulfur. Next one is fill up the blanks. Melting point of most metal is dash than non-metal. Typical shine of metals is called dash. Metals can be drawn into thin wires. This property of metals is called dash. Third one is short answer. What is ductility? Name two soft metals that can be cut with a knife. Which non-metals is essential for our life and all living beings inhale it during breathing? Why bells are made up of metals? Define tensile strength. Tabulate 4 points of difference between metals and non-metals. Why are utensils made up of aluminium and brass? Here I attached the answer for the assignment. Kindly watch the video and note it down in your notebook. For submission, you have to submit the assignments in the Google Classroom. Go to classroom.google.com or download Google Classroom from the Play Store. Click Join Class, type class code Q7T42XS and then click Join. Once you're done with that, and then submit the assignment in the Google Classroom. Already in earlier days, I have given 2 assignments. I hope you all are finished that assignments. Also, you have to submit in the Google Classroom. Thank you.